Hello and welcome back to Your Arts. Thanks again for joining me. Okay, so today a little bit different. I just want to clarify a few points on all the principles I've shared with you in this process, this journey of learning how to check out in your head, okay? Just want to make sure we're all on the same page and there's no confusion. And also I need to correct a big mistake. Okay, so I'm just going to have a little ramble with you for a couple of minutes. I just want to clarify and clear up any confusion with this rule of 40 and rule of 43 and how that relates and links to all 3-digit numbers and how it reveals the golden 44 when you throw in any number from 120 to 170. It reveals this essential 2-dot finish, okay, and why I called them the golden 44. So essentially, when you come into any 3-digit number, like for instance 133, you're not learning 133, you're applying my rule of 40 if you're throwing for treble 20 first, and you put 40 onto 33, you're learning 73, okay, which is treble 19, double 8. And you're not learning 152, you learn to put 40 onto 52, which is 92, okay, treble 20, double 16, all right? And again, we can do this all day, right? You come into 131, how do you learn 131? You know, this is where when I didn't realize about this rule of 40, I thought, how am I going to memorize that? I can't memorize it. Just can't do it. But no, you don't have to do it. You just put 40 onto 31 and that's 71. So 71 would be treble 17, double 10, or if you're a 16th player, treble 13 for double 16, okay? So this is the whole process about the rule of 40, and of course when we throw in for treble 19 we just put 43 on. There's far less numbers that we throw at treble 19, but you can do that of course, and we've covered that in a few videos. So when we throw in at these big numbers, it reveals one of the essential 2-dot finishes, which I thought deserved a title, which is why I called them the golden 44. If you went away and learned these 44 finishes and then applied these formulas, you're more than 90% there when you're learning how to check out, okay? So that's the relevance of this. That's why the golden 44 are more essential than anything else. And even when we throw in at numbers from 101 all the way to 119, so where it wouldn't result in a golden 44 number, so 105 for instance, you still do the same process for the formula, right? You're still putting 40 if you throw in treble 20, of course. You're still putting 40 onto the last 2 digits, and it leaves 45, isn't it? So you don't need really help for that. It's dead easy to do. It's 5 tops. Or if you're a 16s player, do the little trick I showed you in that one of the videos. Just take 2 off that, so it would be 3. So it would be 13 double 16. So I just wanted to clarify that, just for people who might be thinking, well, what is the golden 44 and why is it so important? Why does he keep banging on about this? But put these two principles together, the rule of 40 and the rule of 43, and knowing the relevance of the golden 44, then you've pretty much learned how to check out 90+%, okay? So that pretty much covers my little ramble for this part. Okay, so I want to talk to you about first start indicators. What do I mean by that? When we cover the 60 numbers, so 61 to 69, the number itself would indicate the first treble that we throw out. So 62 was treble 12, 63 treble 13, 64 treble 14, and so on, okay? Now that can work for other numbers, and for now we're just going to talk about the 60 numbers. Now I just want to clear up a couple of these finishes. So for instance, 62 treble 12 double 13 is the finish for that. Now of course, who wants to finish on double 13? It's an odd number, but we have 2 darts here to take out this number. If we had 3 darts, we'd do it another way, no doubt, right? But don't see it with no one's aiming for, I must get treble 12 for double 13. You need to know the finish, but you're assuming you're going to hit big 12 because it's the big part of the number, and you'll have one shot out of bullseye. That's kind of the mindset. But if you didn't know that it was treble 12 double 13, you'd hit treble 12 and you go, okay, that's 36, and you might stump you, right? So you need to learn it treble 12 double 13. Okay, because how often do we go for a single number, a big number, and we hit a treble? It happens all the time. So that's the kind of mind process you need on these numbers, just in case there were any confusion when you were watching the videos. Another example, for instance, will be 66. So 66 treble 16, double 9. Again, who wants to finish at double 9? No one really, unless you love double 9. If you never miss double 9, then maybe you would. But anyway, so But you're not, again, you got 66. You're not going, I'm aiming for, but you know it's treble 16 double 9. And again, you assume you're going to throw that direction. You're going to hit big 16, and you got that shot out of bullseye again. But you do need to know it's treble 16 double 9 in case you hit that treble 16. You don't want to be doing any maths, okay? You want to be, you just have learnt it that way. Treble 16 double 9, okay? So just kind of change your mindset on some of these two dart finishes when it finishes on a odd number, not a number well practiced, let's just say that. So that kind of covers that. Now these first dart indicators, they do work on numbers in the 70 range and 80 range and 90 range, but not all of them like it did in the 60 range. So you have to, I'm going to indicate to you when they do work, and so obviously carry on watching. You've probably seen that already, and I think it certainly gets less and less as you're going all the way up to 100. But yeah, so that's kind of pretty much what I wanted just to talk to you about for this kind of area on the first dart indicators. Okay, so now I need to correct a big mistake, okay? Because I'm trying to fact check everything and make sure I've not done something silly. And a very eagle-eyed watcher mentioned this, and so I'm going to do my best not to let that happen again. But okay, so on the slide when we spoke about how to finish on double 16s and double 18s, I showed you a simple formula for 16s and how to take off the 18s, okay? Where you add 4, you plus 4 onto the last digit, okay? Now, I wonder how many people watching this will have got this mistake. So when we got to 42, so you add 4 onto 2, I said it was 16 double 18, because I'm an idiot. And of course it's 6 double 18. I think I was very tired when I did that video. So thanks for the person who put me straight on that one, because it is a big one. And I think I try not to make these mistakes. Lots of numbers. I'm not great with numbers. There's sometimes my whole brain is full of numbers. But I do think it's a good process still, generally, moving on, just adding 4 onto these numbers. You have to have a little practice. The reason why it's 6 and not 16 is simply because double 18 rather is 36 and this number's 42, so there's only six away from that, right? But I just made that mistake. I'm only human, we all make mistakes, okay? But thanks for the person who mentioned it, and please change your mental Rolodex, guys. 42 is not 16 double 18, it's 6 double 18. So coming next time, videos on the way, more golden 44 obviously, and also I'm going to cover big 3-digit numbers when people start the checkout routines and they go treble 19 and treble 19. So 2 treble 19s, and then obviously they do the finish. I'm going to show you what those numbers are. I'm going to show you how I visualize them, okay? I've always been impressed when people are finishing big numbers out with 2 treble 19s. It's not my strength, and then I learned a little trick how to help you, okay? So I'm going to share that with you. Thanks so much for watching. Take care for now.